All right, what's scrapping, y'all? I tried to say what's snapping and what's crapping at the same time, and it came out snappy crappy. All right, welcome to TZL, y'all. It's time for a dose from TZL. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, well, I'm just gonna say let's get weird, because that's pretty much the only thing that there is to talk about that's going on in the news cycle, that's going on in the world. It's just weird stuff. And normally, I like weird stuff. I know that kind of sounds like an oxymoron. Normally, I like weird stuff, but I'm gonna try to make it work. Normally, I do like weird stuff, and there's good kinds of weird. Not a lot of good kind of weird that's going on out there, man. I like good weird, and I think that's what that's what I try to do, and that's what I walk in. I walk in some good weirdness, but ain't some good weirdness going on out there, y'all. And so let's talk about it. Top of the list. Well, I mean, it's in no particular order. Each one of them can have the number one slot, I suppose. But let's talk about this one right here. I saw an article on, don't ask me while I was there, but I mean, I received an article. This is stuff that comes across my desk, okay? So it's going on in the world, so, I'll examine it, I guess, just for kicks, and try to do my part. I mean, it's useful kicks, man. I'm trying to have some useful perspective on these things and do what I can to help to promote some sanity going on out there. And thank you guys once again for showing up to hang out in TZL, and to get this dose as we have our little weird weird party. So anyway, we got trans man gives birth to baby, and while trans woman, his partner, whatever, unsuccessfully tries to nurse it. Okay, so if you guys, and I got the links to these article sources in the description box, y'all. So if you want to check them out, just make sure that you got your, be ready to expect something disturbing. And this stuff is, I reckon I'm kind of sensitized to it because, like a few of us, man, we saw this stuff coming a long time ago. It's like, yeah, man, we know how weird this stuff can get. I think it's not so much that this stuff is disturbing. What's disturbing is how we allowed it to get here. You know what I'm saying? And the word of God has already told us that, this is what's going to be coming, and people are going to be whether complicit or dismissive of these things. Even the pious people, are going to be dismissive about this stuff, and it's just going to go ahead and just roll on it. The devil gets in, y'all. He gets in, and we have to be able to have the choice to either reject what the devil's doing or accept what he's doing, and that's just part of the nature of this vetting process. This isn't like some frivolous test that God is doing. In order for us to have, a kingdom of basically perfect peace, you have to have a people who actually recognize who the author of peace is and is copacetic with that, right? It can look at it and say, okay, you know what? Jesus, this guy knows what he's talking about, and I am using my sovereign choice, my free will choice to say, okay, your way is the way, man. Let's roll with that. So that's the only way that this is going to work. And like I said, it can only genuinely work if we actually have the genuine choice to be able to do it. And it has to be allowed to play out for this to come to the airtight conclusion that God has already talked about. So at any rate, y'all, this kind of stuff where we have this trans man who's this woman assuming to be a man. Despite all the feminism stuff, what happened? I thought being a woman was fantastic. What the crap do you want to be a man for? Why do you want to be one of those nasty, grubby, evil, greedy men for? Why is that? Right? I thought feminism was supposed to be, I talk about this stuff in my audio book, A Solid Right Cross. I hope you guys go get it. You can listen to it for free. I just want to get the message out there. You can listen to it for free. Or if you want to drop a buck in the bucket, that's great. But spread the word. Because, one of those cats out there, who's been, in the game for a long time, right? Telling folks the stuff, that a lot of these mainstream ear-tickling conservatives won't tell you, right? They're just stroking pride and stirring people's anger and stuff like that, but won't tell you, the things that got us here, right? And they just want to blame liberals and stuff like that, but they won't take some personal responsibility in how they helped this lunacy advance as far as it have. They helped the progressives progress like cancer, right? So you got this woman assuming to be a man. You see this person like, in the kiddie pool, the inflatable, like, it's like a mini bounce house, and it's just filled with water. So they filled the underage, so she's gonna give birth. This disgrace to womanhood is gonna give birth, and it looks like a dude, right? With it's a woman with a beard. It's a bearded lady. it's a bearded lady. It's like, hey, P.T. Barnum called. He says he wants you for his show. But anyway, even P.T. Barnum, I guess even P.T. Barnum at some point felt convicted and said, hey man, what am I doing? Right? even he had to he had to rethink some things. And even when he was like, really twisted up and stuff, that's when he was a Democrat. Then when he started to actually wake up to some things, that's when he became a Republican. But at any rate, with P.T. Barnum, he's like, yo, hey, I could have, back in the day, I could have used you for my show, bearded lady, with a dork knob. She got, it's like you see this person, she got a beard, and she got the man bun going, she's getting ready to give birth and stuff like that. And then she's got her assumed husband, is behind her, and her husband, I guess, has got, the boobs and all that sort of, it looks like a smaller Andre the Giant, not even an attractive, and I got to be careful saying that, so it raised the question, so do you actually think that some transgender men who gone to feed, do you think some of them are attractive? Oh, I walked into that one up, busted. Okay, I ain't gonna try to lie. I said myself, that does not mean, dang it, I find them attractive and stuff like that. I'm just saying that I can understand why somebody would assume by default that I was like, so what are you saying, Czar? Are you saying that there are some that could possibly be attractive? Right? No, don't read into that. Dang it. Let me see. Anyway, this smaller looking version of Andre the Giant with boobs is, behind it being like, all supportive and stuff, trying to go catch the baby. And so, I mean, these people who claim to be, these are the liberal-minded people, right? These people on the left, and they claim to be, they're all about nature and all that stuff. Do y'all not see the unnatural processes y'all are going through to try to pull this off? This isn't natural, right? This woman with a beard, assuming to be a man, you had to cut off your boobs and stuff, like you chopped off your boobs, right? You are totally, you besmirching, degrading. You are degrading womanhood. You just gave a middle finger to womanhood. All right, that's what this woman did. She fully gave a finger to woman, and you were born as a woman. I thought that was something to be proud of and all that stuff. If you're a man, it's something to be proud of. Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. No, I take that back. It's not something to be proud of to be born a man. Men are evil, right? Just evil. But according to their narrative, this woman is a full-on sellout. All you women out there who are assuming that you're trying to grow a beard and you're cutting off your boobs and you're killing off the things, the physical attributes that make you a woman, and then you want to try to kill off even what's in your mind and try to soon be. You let the man inside you dominate you. I thought that was like sacrilege. The man outside of you is not supposed to dominate you, and the man inside of you is not supposed to dominate you. This man dominated you from the inside. and you submitted to it, and you now trying to assume that you're going to become a man. Right? It's like these people are so contrary and twisted up in their worldview. Right? So anyway, the bearded lady gives birth, and her husband is basically Legion. All right? He goes by the name of Patrona. What is this, freaking Harry Potter? This is the Patrona? It's like, yeah, this is definitely some witchcraft, bro. You guys have given up your blood. You have sacrificed your blood and your flesh to us and are taking a bunch of potions. Like I said, man, I hope y'all can understand. This is freaking witchcraft. When you're giving up your blood and you are sacrificing parts of your body and you are scarring your flesh and you are taking potions, hormones and all this other chemical therapy and hormone therapy and stuff like that, all that stuff, y'all, guess what it is? It's witchcraft. Why? Just because you don't see them stirring a cauldron or something like that and saying wing a bat, eye of Newton, all that sort of stuff. These are attributes of detestable animals, by the way. Right? So that's what they're doing. They're making up these concoctions and they're sacrificing their blood and flesh and scarring their flesh to become something else. This is witchcraft. Okay? And now you got this person. How much more clear can they make it? It's going to name their name Petrona? Hey, what are you from, the house of Slytherin, the house of Transylvania or something like that? Who's the head wizard in there? Is it Frankenfurter? Who's the head wizard of your house of warlocks? Who's your wizard? You know what I'm saying? So this person gonna call himself Petrona. Yeah, I seen the dang Harry Potter movies. What? Right? I was growing in my walk, okay? Hey, maybe it'd be pretty fantastic if we Christians would start supporting each other in making creative movies to be able to promote the truth rather than people being given over to these creative movies where they promote lies. Right? Why don't we support each other in that? We got to support each other in being storytellers and bringing stuff to the screen while we still have some time, you know, before the country's just locked down and we can't do anything anymore. And all the mediums are just, they're pointless. They're useless now. You know, we should be trying to take advantage. Anyway, so Petrona, who not only refers to himself as Petrona, this person assumes to be like a plurality and refers to the baby as a plurality. You'll see the video. If you go and you check out the video, you'll see this dude assuming to be a woman trying to breastfeed the baby, right? With his man boobs, right? Got the man boobs. And it's like, dude, okay, you know, but he has faith. He's got faith. Oh, you liberals, man, you crack me up. The things that you guys have faith in. You think that we Christians are weird for having faith in our flying spaghetti monster God, but y'all support this dude in his faith that he will be able to produce milk one day. He's a man. Men don't produce milk. Only by unnatural means can you make that happen. Do you realize the unnatural things that you're going to have to do, which is going to be basically toxicity to your body? So what kind of flipping science is that? So you're going to do that, right? That's okay with you. So you have the faith that you are going to be able to nurse this baby with milk. And not only that, you are referring to the child as they. You are speaking the language of legion to this child. Y'all are bringing this kid up in something that is totally unnatural. And this is encouraged in our culture, y'all. How the crap did we get here, right? Don't answer. I know how we got here. The Word of God had already told us how we got here, right? And I'm probably gonna say this a couple times, man. I don't say these things to say I told you so. Please do not misunderstand. I'm not trying to come off as I told you. And I mean, I understand, you know, that people may take it that way. That's not where I'm coming from. Where I'm coming from is people acting like they're surprised by this stuff. That's my thing. I'm like, why are you guys lamenting over the loss of your country? How are you lamenting? You've been warned about this. And these same people who are lamenting about their country, you know, they were dismissive about this stuff. How long have I been saying it, y'all? How long? If those who've been, we've been riding together for a while. How long have I been saying it? Dude, stop saying nobody cares what these people think. How long y'all been hearing me say? I've been saying that over and over again, huh? Stop saying who cares what these people think. Millions of people care what these people think. Who cares what these celebrities think? And nobody cares what these people think. That is not true. Why do you guys lie to yourselves that way? So it's not me saying, I told you so. My whole thing is, why are you surprised? Why are you surprised? Y'all help these people do these things. And I've been telling you, y'all, you're helping them spread this lunacy. You were dismissive of these things. I told you, you're going to do these things that are going to help them promote this lunacy. You are giving them everything they need to do this. Everything, right? Blown off, right? And when social media and the platforms threw me in a ditch years ago, right? Basically, the conservatives in the mainstream and those in these circles, they walked over the grave of my career, right? That's what happened. So I'm not trying to toot myself, I told you so. It's not that. I'm like, dude, why are you acting so surprised? That's where I'm coming from with this, y'all. So I'm not trying to be some know-it-all or anything like that, but I'm watching these know-it-alls, these conservative media elites who are just as elitist as these progressive liberals, these elites who act like they know everything, sit there and act surprised because this stuff happened. I'm like, okay. Right? So, now we've got to accept it where, these people can go ahead. I mean, they're getting famous. They're on TV and they're being applauded and celebrated. And celebrities are applauding and celebrating their kids going away a boy and coming back a girl, or vice versa. This stuff is celebrated now, man. Right? The deception, to be deceived, is celebrated. You know what I'm saying? So, all that to say, y'all, this transformation, maybe, and there is something to, if there is something to celebrate, and I don't want this to come off wrong, because I do not celebrate in the lunacy of people. I don't celebrate. These people are hurting each other, man, and they're dragging other people into their hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the thing to celebrate, but it is a celebration of, we were told about these things, and there's no excuse to not know it anymore. And, it could very well be that this is the generation where the redemption draws, and comes upon us. And I'm really banking on that. Maranatha, I hope you guys, I trust that you guys agree. It's going to take the Lord to fix these things up. And I shudder to think of how bad it can get, y'all, because it can get really bad. Because the thing is, it may have to get so bad where just people, you cannot deny this. And there will be people that will still deny. There's going to be a whole bunch of people that will still deny it. They're still going to be in denial. The issue is that they will have absolutely no excuse to be in their denial. That's the place where we got to get to. Now, when you consider the Exodus, when you look at what went on with the between the Egyptians and the Hebrews, y'all, God took them to a place where it's like, dude, you have no reason to deny what I am capable of. Don't fight me on this. Okay? And matter of fact, and God even made it to where Pharaoh's heart was hardened against him. Now, why would God do that? Why would God do that? It's like, why would you make Pharaoh even more? It's like, God, I mean, because there's a few reasons, but we're going to focus on this reason right here. God, why would you make Pharaoh's heart hardened against Israel? Isn't this an intrusion on his free will? I thought you were a free will God. I thought that was part of the relationship that we have with you. We have to have free will. God, in doing that to Pharaoh, in making his heart harder, didn't you intrude upon his free will? God's like, exactly. Because I want you guys to know something. Yes, I am God. Pharaoh assumes to be a God. The people look on Pharaoh as a God. Now, if Pharaoh is a real God, then how can I even assume, how can I even possibly have any command over his free will? That's why. I got to let you know. I got to show you who the real God is. And I will intrude on the free will of your so-called God King to let you know who I am. Right? That's why. So the intrusion upon God's free will, his supposed intrusion, is nowhere near as heinous or morbid as the intrusion of what the Pharaoh did to the Israelites. All right, you want to talk about a crime and an intrusion and stuff like that. That was done by Pharaoh. So all that to say, y'all, that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing these things today. And this intrusion on reality. We're having to forfeit reality to accommodate these people, and how far are we going to let these people go, y'all? How far are we going to let them go? These people are assuming to make this transformation, right? We're seeing that. We're living in this trans age. And maybe that's the word that we need to be picking up on, y'all. In this age that we have no excuse to not see what's going on anymore. The word for the day, y'all, is trans, right? Transition, transformation. And maybe that's a key word, because the Lord tells us in the blink of an eye, we will be transformed. We will be transitioned from here to the sky. That's the transformation I'm banking on. See, these people are assuming that they can murder off themselves, sacrifice themselves, right? It's really the same thing. You know, it depends on how you're making your sacrifice, right? If you sacrifice yourself and throwing yourself over a grenade, like in war or something like that, so your compatriots could live, that's a sacrifice, right? That's not a murder. That's not a murder of yourself, right? These people are murdering themselves in their sacrifice. They're sacrificing what they're born as to assume to be transformed into something else. Like I said, this is witchcraft. This is straight up demonic, right? So they're in their transformation. They are basically they're assuming that they can be their own gods. They can be that sovereign where they can say, God, you made a mistake. You are fallible. This is what I actually am, despite your decree in the making of us. You said you are a man, and said this is a woman. Well, I defy that. I am in rebellion against that, right? But be mindful of the term transform here. So while these people assume that they want to transform and they want to transition, we believers, make sure you stay connected to the Lord, the one who actually transforms us. Bank on that. The one who will transition us to the heavens. Bank on that, right? Where we actually will receive the body that will be imperishable, incorruptible. That's where we want to be. So, you know, bank on that transformation. Anyway, let's kind of move on here. Let's go to Facebook's next target, the religious experience. So Facebook, I guess it's going to be the church of Facebook, y'all. Facebook is going to be like this big tent. Are y'all going to turn yourself into Facebook or something like that? It's like saying, I mean, which fits when you get down to the face. Facebook. It fits because it's like saying Facebook with a lisp. And because homosexuality is basically taking over Facebook, it totally works. It could still be Facebook, but it's going to be Faithbook because, you know, you got the lisp. You got to have the lisp in there. So we'll just call it Faithbook, all right? Anyway, so it's basically Faithbook is going to be where I guess all religions, you know, all come together. And this isn't going to be, if you're Christian and if you're falling for this, y'all, you are basically the precursors, among the precursors for those who are falling for the great deception. I can't really say that your Christianity is sound. You really want to be in a community where everybody is basically, the idea is that, hey, it's all one religion, it's all the same God, it all does the same thing and stuff like that. Different cultures call this God by different names, and they have their different ways of coming to him and all that sort of stuff. You're basically taking Jesus and putting him on equal ground with everybody else, right? Jesus, Allah, Vishnu, you know, or whichever, you know, whatever religions that you want to try to put in there. And assuming that, you know, there's nothing unique about Jesus, that he is not actually the way, the truth, and the life, and King of Kings and Lords of Lords. So that's what these people are, they're being set up for. You know, they're going to draw in, and what's going to happen, y'all, if I may make an observation / prediction. And, you know, I don't like to use the word prediction. I'm just, you know what, let's just keep it at an observation. I'm going to suppose, right? I don't want to be that full of myself where I assume to make a prediction. But when you have this so-called community of believers of whatever religious walk that they're in, it's basically, once you've laid that foundation, it's basically to make it to where there's really nothing unique about your religion, and really it's pointless. Your religion is pointless, right? If we're really all getting down to the that this is all the same stuff, it's pointless. And you know what? I agree. Religion is pointless, right? Except for, and I'll explain this in a second. Religion is basically pointless. It's a pointless thing, and for not only are they going to see that their religion is pointless, hey, believing in God is pointless too. That's where this stuff goes. right? You can't really have solid faith in God when you have this community that is kind of pretty, much led to believe that it's all the same stuff anyway. All right? There's only one religion per se that had a point, right? And point being the operative word. And that is what was given to Moses, right? That's the Old Testament, what the Jews were given. That is really the only religion that has a point. And that point being is that these ordinances were for the purpose of pointing to Jesus. That's what it was for. It wasn't meant to be a religion per se. It's meant to be an indicator. These statutes that the Jews were given the burden to follow was going to point to the one who would bear the burden of us all, right? The Jews were given this, the rest of the world wasn't. This was given to the Jews. It's a picture of Jesus who would take on the sins of the world himself. All right, that's what it was for. Now that the Redeemer has come and all those sacrifices and all those ordinances that they followed, which was for the purpose of pointing to, well, he came. He's like, yeah, I'm the guy that all that stuff was talking about. Those instructions that I gave to Moses to give to you, yeah, that was all pointing to me. That was for the purpose so you would know who I am. Well, I have come. The lesson is over. You do not have to follow those ordinances anymore. Now you follow me. How do you follow me? You do what I told you to do. And what I told you to do was given in those commandments that I gave to Moses. That is how you follow me. You love me, you keep my commandments. I am the law. I'm the law incarnate. You're not going to just follow the law in stone. You're going to follow the law that came to you in flesh and bought you with his blood. And I have sealed it in blood that I'm going to lead you into that perfect place, right? So these are the things that are not going to be, those things will be steered away from in this so-called religious community that Facebook is going to have. It's going to be false doctrine, y'all. They're not going to do that. It's going to be all about self and worshiping yourself and all that. So that's what it leads to. And there's no point, in this God. But Jesus wants us to know what actually qualifies him to be who he is and do what he did and how he is able to make that perfect atonement for us. He wants you to know what qualifies him to do that. Those things most likely won't be discussed. I hope some people, a light will go on. Some people, they might be in it and say, you know what? Hey, I think there's something wrong here. And I think I may need to actually really pray about it, get the counsel of the Holy Spirit and study the word to see what the deal is. Okay. So let's go on to, we got them, we see that it's been going around, the former Pfizer employee, a former Pfizer employee confirms poison in COVID vaccine. Right? Now, I try to be as, scrutinized about these things as possible. When I hear things like that, I get red flags. All our food has flipping poison in it, right? Your vegetables and stuff has Roundup in it, okay? So it's like anything that you eat is gonna have some stuff, pretty much basically. I mean, unless you're like, you're just eating kosher or something like that, and you got, a rabbi to come in and make sure that everything that you're eating is squared up and whatnot. Chances are you're eating some toxic stuff, okay? Now. So when a person says that, the vaccines have poisons or toxins and stuff, that doesn't really impress me. Okay? Bear with me before you guys get ready to jump through the screen and claw my eyes out and say that I'm giving a nod to the vaccine and stuff like that. I am not. I'm going somewhere with this, okay? As we eat, what I'm doing basically, y'all, is playing devil's advocate here. Before we, are just taking this, that's one of the things that, they'll come back with you. It's like, dude, pretty much, and the funny thing is, these same people, these nature people who love the Mother Earth and all that sort of stuff, who want us to do all these things all naturally, these people are the worst offenders of putting unnatural stuff, and they overprocess, like trying to make flipping vegetables taste like meat. You realize the unnatural processes you're gonna have to go through to make that happen and try to sell it to people as natural food? Come on, man, that's these people. So yes, these are the arbiters of doing unnatural things to food, okay? And so with the food, it's the same thing. We get it. We understand that you guys are going to say that, it's small doses, and these people will totally contradict themselves with other things that they want to come against and say that you're being unnatural and stuff like that. It's like, well, you just said that in small amounts it's not toxic. When it comes to your narrative, it's okay. When it comes to this industry or this market over here of these kind of foods, all of a sudden we're putting poisons in people's body. McDonald's is poisoning people, and Burger King is poisoning people, and they want to come against, and then McDonald's gets all scared and they're like, oh, but we're pro-gay, and then they leave them alone, right? But they'll talk about all these things that these evil fast food chains and poisons that they're putting in their foods, but it's okay for you to get injected with a poison in these vaccines. That's okay. All right? Happy Meal's bad. Vaccine, so-called vaccine, the Fauci ouchie, that's okay. Go ahead and get your shot. So all that to say, y'all, like I said, I think we try to not be knee-jerk about these things. I think we try to be, prayerfully objective about these things and not just be giving in to things just because of we don't like a certain party affiliation, or we're trying to go with the trends of what our party believes and be just totally at odds with what the other party is doing and stuff like that. I think we try not to let our sentiments and stuff like that get in the way. So we want to review these things and and be, like I said, prayerfully scrutinizing and objective about these things. And and on a side note, man, the what really sucks is that I put up a video, man, of one of those Arctic fans that the product sucked, right? It was horrible. And I put that video up showing, how this thing doesn't work. I got more views for that than I do for my actual videos. That sucks, man. So all that to say, I'm talking about this vaccine, this so-called vaccine, which is another product that does not work. Maybe I'll get more views for this video because I'm talking about a product that doesn't work. This so-called, but actually, it doesn't work in the way that it's supposed, that the people think that it's supposed to work. Oh, it's working somehow. Oh, yeah, dude. Make no mistake about that. It's working on something. It's working on something. But at any rate, and the thing is, y'all, we don't need to feel like we have to be experts, that we have to be experts in biology to understand this, right? That's pointless. Some people, and don't get me wrong, it's like some people may just not have, I don't want to say an education, but for lack of a better way, a knack, and I'm not trying to say that I do either, but to be able to look at, look at this material that's coming out, look at the data, look at the research and whatnot, look at the opinions of these experts who have these things, and come to a conclusion. And really, okay, no, you can come to a conclusion and say, yeah, this is not good. You can come to that conclusion, but it's a debate that's just going to go on. It's going to be an ongoing debate. But all that said, y'all, it's not like you have to be an expert, because as we can see, we got well-credentialed, right? Well-credentialed experts, and these people are being called idiots by the jab drones, right? If these experts, if they don't go along with the programs, then they're seen as idiots by people who have no education in this stuff. No education, no experience, nothing. Just people who, consider themselves progressives, and they're going to call the people who have long-standing careers in these things. I mean, who have well-published, circulated articles concerning these things that they do. Way more credentialed than these people. But these people see them as idiots. So we don't need to feel like we have to be an expert in these things. You can be a full-blown expert and still be called an idiot, because you don't have the right point of view concerning these things. So all that to say, y'all, what's going in? Let's since we're here, to get weird. Since we're here to get weird, y'all. What is it? What they're putting in this back, the concern of what's going on, that's going on that's going into this vaccine, that's going into people. And we've concluded a long time ago, when this stuff started happening, that this is an attack on our country. Y'all, this is a bioweapon. That's what the whole corona thing is. That's what it is. We knew that already. Yo, this is an attack on our country, right? And then the other facet of it is people being made to take this so-called vaccine. It's all part of it. All right, we saw that coming. Praise be to God, we saw it coming. Not trying to toot our own horns here and stuff like that. Thank you, Lord, for your words. You have given us your word. You have given us your counsel. Beware of these things. You know, if this, look at it, look at the scriptures and say, hey, this sounds really familiar. We might not want to do that. All right. But unfortunately, a lot of people who think they're too sophisticated for scriptures were dismissive of it. And this stuff has been allowed to happen. Or you got those who are really pious and self-righteous and figured that it was the right thing to do. And they invited this stuff to happen. OK, so we got this. The big concern of what's in this so-called vaccine is basically it's a metal. And I believe it's some kind of like a graphene oxide, you know, and I'm not going to go into details of describing like what it does. I won't do it justice. But I do have the link in the description box where this person will break it down to you, and you can make a determination for yourself. It's something, of course, that, it bears taking a look at, all right? You know, and of course, we decide for ourselves, if it squares up or not. But the thing that caught my attention about it is that this, I'm just putting it out there, right? I'm just making an observation. And in this observation, y'all, I will admit that it is an exercise in some sensationalism, right? It's an exercise in entertainment. I might as well just go ahead and have some fun with this stuff. Please do not take this as me saying absolutely that this is what I think this is. Just making an observation. However, I'm not going to say that it's totally taken with a grain of salt, because I do think that there is some plausibility to it, considering what these people want to do and considering what I've read in the Word. All right, so like I said, this is just me kind of sharing how the sausage is made. You get to see how I work. So this is stuff that I bounce around in my head and be like, hey, Lord, am I looking at this correctly? If so, if not, but let's have some fun with it, because you got to laugh at this stuff, y'all. You got to laugh at it. If you don't, we'll go crazy just like them. So at any rate, this metal, I believe it's a graphene oxide. This graphene oxide is supposed to be 4,000 times stronger than titanium. Okay, I reckon it's a molecule. Why? I don't know if it's a molecule or some sort of biosphere, some sort of shell, something that is used to transport the necessary microbe. What is a microbe, microorganism, or something, this microscopic facet that's going to be put inside wherever it needs to go. Right? Once again, they can better explain it. I'm not going to try to tell you that I can explain this stuff properly, but you can look at the article and it'll be more clear there. But at any rate, this shell is going to be used, I guess, to be able to penetrate this membrane. And like I said, it's 4,000 times stronger than titanium. What do we need that for? All right, and it can withstand temperatures up to 1,700 degrees. What do we need that for? All right, and what it does is that it's a very good conduit, right? It has this conductivity that makes it ideal for what application? The implications are to connect people. Excuse me. With the interwebs, with the internet. Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. This is one of the reasons why I kind of like, I don't know. The reason why I'm not sure, because, y'all, it's pretty apparent to me that you don't even have to have these things in you for them to be able to connect the internet to you. Something else is going on, man. Maybe it's happening. Let me know. Does this happen to you? Does this happen to you? It just happened to me like a couple days ago. It happens quite frequently, actually. But I was just like, you know what? it was just another thing, because I've come to this conclusion a while ago. It was just another thing. I was just thinking, man, I really need to I need to unwind, man. You guys are like, yeah, so you need to unwind. But you know, it's like I just need to unwind, and I'm thinking this to myself. I didn't say this out loud, even though I do talk to myself sometimes. Right? Anyway, that's practice. You know, those of us who broadcasting and perform and stuff like that, we practice, and sometimes that involves talking to ourselves, right? So listen, I'm just thinking that, you know, I need to, you know, I just like to clear my head, to defrag, man, do some disk cleanup in my mind, right? I'm already speaking like I'm a computer or something like that. But, you know, I gotta, you know, I'm just thinking, you know, hey, so you got it, you know, you're reading, you know, you're studying the word, you're reading the word, but sometimes don't forget, man, you need to meditate on the word of God, right? You need to be still and know that God is God, right? So admittedly, sometimes, you know, I forget to do that. And soon as I got online, man, I'm starting to get, I didn't say this out loud. I wasn't looking up anything, you know. Soon as I get to the computer, I start getting ads from meditation gurus and stuff like that. Why am I getting ads from people, instructors concerning meditation? Now, I mean, I get it, man. It's like, you know, I taught I taught martial arts for a long time, and part of the martial arts training was teaching meditation, static meditation, right? And then also dynamic meditation, you know, as we go through the movements and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's like I consider things like that, but despite my history of instructing martial arts, I don't get videos, I don't get ads, you know, about martial arts or anything like that. I don't get ads pertaining to martial arts equipment or training videos or anything like that, or a community of martial arts. I don't get any of that stuff, right? Just all of a sudden, I get a video, you know, on meditation. I was just thinking about it, right? You know, because meditation is kind of part of it, you know, being able to clear your mind. But see, that's a lot of these people who teach meditation. That's what they want you to do. They want you to clear your mind. No. You don't clear your mind. If you're gonna and leave it empty, because you'll leave empty space, right? As the Word of God will tell you. Yeah, you can go ahead and assume to sweep your own house up. What you'll end up doing is making that house nice and clean for a demon to get in there or return to there and bring 7 other brothers as evil as himself. You're not supposed to just clean your mind. You got to have the meditate. You got to meditate on the Lord. You got to have the Holy Spirit to protect your mind, right? Where demons are, I ain't going in there. They may try. It's like, you know, kind of like circling your house like wolves and stuff like that, want to come up in your house, right? But you got the Holy Spirit there. That's how you're supposed to be meditating. The devil is the prince and the power of the air. He rules the air. So when you do those meditation, do those deep breathing exercises, that pranayama, that qigong. When you're breathing in, if you ain't meditating on God, you're breathing in the air that is ruled by the devil, right? So you got to make sure that when you're doing your meditation that you are focusing on God, right? And saying, Lord, I know that the devil is the prince and the power of the air, but I reject his rule. I want yours. I look forward to the day that you are the air that we breathe, right? Let him know. Let the Lord know. If you're going to be doing breathing exercise, you're going to be doing your meditation, make sure that you know that the Lord knows that you want him to be the air that you breathe, that you want him to have dominion over the air that we breathe. And we are not cool with the devil being a prince in the power of the air, and we're assuming to breathe him in and be charged, right? Getting our chi worked up and stuff like that, or energizing our body as we go through these exercises. You know, I'm speaking to those who are in the martial arts community. You guys know what I'm talking about. So at any rate, y'all, with this stuff that they're putting, you know, you're putting this metal in our bodies. Like I said, what for? Why? Any rate, y'all, that's what I was talking about. So I go online and that's there. And even just like a couple of days ago, you know, a few days ago, it was my birthday. And, you know, the wife hooked up, you know, some Chuck Taylors. You know, it's like, you know, your boy Zoe likes to wear his Converse, right? I wear my Chucks, got my high tops. And you know, the thing is, y'all, I've been convicted by that for a long time, because if I remember correctly, I think Chuck Taylor himself is a big liberal. But, you know, and I know, and here's the thing, y'all, I'm not all about boycotts, and I'm not all about the boycott thing. My thing is, instead of being all about boycotts, why don't we make just better stuff to compete with these people? That's my whole thing. It's like the boycotts, okay, whatever. It's just, sometimes it's just not practical. Sometimes, like, why don't we just make stuff to compete with them? Why don't we do that? Light a candle, dang it, instead of cursing the darkness. Support the better production of stuff to compete with these people. So at any rate, because I don't know of a more shoe that fits me the way that I am and stuff like that, I wear my Chucks. All right. Airwalk makes some high tops. They're pretty cool, but man, they're just, and I think Airwalk, maybe I'm wrong about this. I haven't really been able to see it, but I hear rumors out is that the founder of Airwalk, I can't remember his name, is a Christian himself, and so I wanted to support that shoe, but they don't hold up, man. It's that they just wear out. It's a waste of money, and they're not expensive shoes as it is, but it gets frustrating, man, because I'm a drummer. I be playing, and I do martial arts and stuff like that. So I'm practicing my kick and practicing my footwork and stuff like that. It's like, well, Zoe, there's shoes that you wear. Like, no, right? I like wearing certain kinds of shoes, and and I want to be supportive. I want to support Airwalk. If he's a Christian, I want to say so. It's like, make a better shoe. But at any rate, so I wear my Chucks, but I'm not looking to wear my Chucks anymore. Because they've gone, I think Nike bought Chucks anyway, like a while ago. So we already know what's up with Nike. These pagans, as they choose a name for their brand, Nike, which is the goddess of victory, some more pagan stuff. So they named their product after that. And so Nike, as far as I know, bought Converse. And, I'm guilty of buying the shoes. But like I said, man, it's a cool looking shoe. I don't know of other cooler shoes out there. But it was like, man, I haven't worn Docs in a long time, man. I'm just, we didn't say this out loud. Maybe we did, like a while ago, like before my birthday. It's like we saw a pair of Nikes, we were walking by, we saw some Docs, right? So saw some Doc Martens, man, and this ad, is showing how the satanic symbol, they're proud of this. They're promoting Converse with these satanic symbols and stuff like that. It's like, okay, man, me and Converse, we're done. So right after that, we start getting ads from Doc Martens. It's like, wait a minute, what made you guys think that, all of a sudden that's going to be our alternative? That's going to be, which probably is, I like I said, I hadn't had a pair of Docs in a long time, but they start sending ads. All we said was, oh, man, this is some satanic nonsense, man. I think we're done with Chucks. Then we start getting ads from Doc, for Doc Martens. What's up with that? My point, my long-winded point here, y'all, is just saying, what's the point of them injecting metals into us to interface us with the 5G network or anything like that they're doing through the vaccine? Y'all, it's like they're already reading our thoughts. All right. I don't say this stuff out loud. I don't go looking, not that I know of, right? I don't go looking this stuff up. I didn't say it out loud. I could just think it. If I just think it, I start getting ads for it. All right. That's creepy stuff, man. So, maybe it is true that, they're injecting because this, along with this so-called vaccine, that an ingredient in it that seems to be in the different pharmaceutical companies, that they're injecting this metal. So, but why though? Why? What is this part of their human 2.0 experiment? Is that what they're trying to do? That they want to, interface people with the 5G network for what? What do they want to do that for? People who can be, controlled? Are they trying to assume that they can insert themselves to a cyber environment? And this could be like the new human 2.0 experience, where they're going to be like a bunch of lawnmower man. Are they trying to create the Matrix or something like that, where these people can interface with this network? And y'all, that would sound probably very attractive to a lot of people. A lot of people, it's like they're trying to get off Earth. It's like they talk about saving the planet. We need to save the planet, but they want to get off Earth, right? There's only one way, y'all. That's through the Lord. But these people, it's like they want to go to Mars, and they want to build their tower, right? They want to build their, this is Babylon all over again, where we're all speaking. What was the deal? They all spoke one language. Now we're getting these people injected. They're going to want to speak this one language in this new cyber interface that they want to do. Is that possible? Is that what's coming down? I'm asking. I'm not necessarily trying to make an assertion here, but what's up with that? People having this, getting this vaccine, and right now because of the dose that it's in, and I guess in the first stages, I guess they're trying to find out who's being killed off by this stuff, as the whole world is being made into guinea pigs. This stuff hasn't even gone through proper testing, right? They're just doing it, and in doing it, I guess they're getting mad paid, by the justification for the taxes, right? Biden, like I said, acting like that this is some give. No, they charging folks. They charging us for this. So the people are gonna get this this metal put in them. Why? Like I said, why? Is it going to be part of this interface? And you got what I mean. What the deception that people can make this this utopia, this new heaven, right? This new place where they can go to, that they can be transported to live out this new existence. And those of us who aren't going to be copacetic with it, where will we be? How are we going to be able to participate in commerce and society and stuff like that? We're going to be total outcasts. I mean, this stuff definitely sounds apocalyptic, doesn't it? And that's why people should have stayed away from it. I'm not saying that this is the mark of the beast. I'm not saying that's what it is. But if it looks like and it smells like, you might want to stay away from it. All right, this is like a test. It's like a precursor. So when these people are branded the way that they are, and they can go ahead and interface with this 5G network, and we're just kind of left out of it, what's that going to look like? So, that's just the observation, y'all. I don't know if that's definitely what it is. I certainly trust these people more than I trust what the government is doing, and I think it's something to consider. Why is it that you would have this strong metal, this metal that's 4,000 times stronger than titanium and can stand up to 1,700 degrees and has a magnetic field? It's this conduit, the conductivity that it has. Why is that? Why does it need that? So just some questions to ask. Hope you guys will check out the video. At any rate, y'all, yes, I see, very creepy, exactly. So that's what came across my desk. I thought I would rap with you guys about it, here in TZL. And if you dig what's discussed here, I hope that you guys will like, share. If you're new, I hope you subscribe. I'd like to, they've kept my subscriber about 70,000 for like over 6 years now. I hope you guys will help it. Let's see if we can get it to 80,000. And I'm not saying that because, hey, I want some YouTube popularity. I want to get off YouTube, right? People be like, go to Rumble. Rumble is not a viable option for me. I've been on Rumble for years. Remember, y'all, when people say you should go to Rumble, it means that you didn't look for me there. And it's not effective to search for me there because it's hard for folks to find me on Rumble. Rumble is not a good option for me. I would really just like for people to come to my website to check out my stuff, and I'd like to have enough support to be able to have the space, the server space to be able to, perpetuate having videos there, just to upload and park them there, and it can be shareable from there, and try not to use, third-party platforms and stuff like that. I'd like to not be dependent on that. So when I say try to build the subscribers, it's only for the purpose of getting the support so I can get off of YouTube. I'd still like to be able to, I'd like to use YouTube for the purpose of trying to still try to reach some people, because YouTube is a land of the lost. We want to try to get our message of sanity to some of these people where they just might see it, even though YouTube hides my stuff. But hopefully y'all will, try to share. I really appreciate it. We're trying to help each other promote sanity here, so I hope you guys will help me do my part as well. Make sure you go to the website. I hope you guys go to my website. Drop it a buck in the bucket to help me keep the lights on, keep the transmission coming. Hope you guys will pick up the mugs, get you a cup full of head right? Get the Zoloft mug, sipping style, y'all. Get the audio book, A Solid Right Cross. Check out the music. There's so much music out there, y'all, that's promoting just mind rot. They're going to do what they're going to do. Rather than just cursing the darkness, light a candle, support those who are moving better messages through music. I'd like to be one of those people that you find worth supporting, and let's, make it something that people, will be like, hey, this is a better way to go, or, we could just be okay with kids, hearing songs with the N word and the B word and, showing their grandmother how well they can twerk and all that sort of stuff. And all that other good stuff. Anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much for hanging out in TZL. Blessings, and we will talk again soon.